So I want to talk about the fall of the late night comedians. So you're probably too young to remember, but you'll remember the late night American comedians that got syndicated over here, and you see the clips everywhere. Everyone loved them, and to be honest with you, I used to like them too.
Well, they didn't used to be insufferable, not too insufferable anyway, like Jay Leno.
Yeah.
Or
Letterman.
Letterman was all right, wasn't he?
It was quite fun.
More or less.
A lot less political.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about it in a minute. But like the niche of late night comedy became far more political as the years went on, and that has crippled it, frankly, and is killing it. And so I'm glad to see that. But anyway, before we begin, go and sign up to the website, because I haven't asked anyone to sign up for the website for ages. Come and support us, because obviously we don't have big backers like Colbert has, certainly, or had. So if you don't want us being cancelled, go and sign up. Go and watch The Death of Man. I haven't showed this for a while because I just hadn't thought to, but I'm really proud of this, put a lot of work into it. It's not really very applicable to what we're talking about now, but it's just great, and it's worthwhile going and signing up for. Anyway.
And behind the paywall is quite literally hundreds and hundreds of hours of premium content, which, if I do say so myself,
is very, very good.
Is quality.
So I thought we'd talk about the sort of the ratings that these things have had over the years, right? And they used to be really big news. You know, people like Letterman, Leno, Conan O'Brien, really big. There's where are we?
Back in the day, everyone would talk about it, wouldn't it? It's like, did you see Letterman's monologue the other day? And most people would be like, yeah. Of course.
Yeah. I mean, like, in the 90s, here we go. Letterman was getting like 7.5 million viewers an episode. Jay Leno, 11 million viewers on the 10th anniversary. So these were pretty massive, right? And, Conan O'Brien, 3.5 million viewers from 2009, so you can see this a lot less. And then 2014, Jimmy Fallon, 6.6 million viewers. So these used to be big numbers, big deal. You used to get a lot of people. But then from the sort of 2010s onwards, they became pretty bloody insufferable. And this is just a rogues gallery of absolute pricks.
Yeah.
You just never want to see again.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where you can start knocking off and like, all right, so where are these chaps? Where's James Corden these days? Where's Trevor Noah these days? I can't name a few of these. A bunch of them are called Jimmy.
There's a few.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you which one was which, to be honest. Unfortunately, John Oliver still seems to be standing, which is unfortunate, but he's surely not long for this world.
Time.
Yeah. He's surely not long for primetime TV. But we'll take Stephen Colbert on the far left there as the sort of example, because he's basically the leading light of this little group you've got here. He always got the best ratings. And he was a big deal, man. Big deal. His late show debuted with 8.26 million viewers. That's big.
I remember when he first came out, so to speak.
Yeah.
Wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Was it?
No, it was not that long ago. Although during the Bush era, he was particularly effective and really made his name because he obviously was being political, but he wasn't being excessively partisan. And it was quite easy for both sides to want to criticize the Iraq War and stuff.
Right.
Well, we used to have a different angle, a different persona, wasn't it? It used to be like this...
Republican.
Like a parodying an extreme Republican.
Because he looked like a Republican.
And it was obviously a lefty jabbing at Republicans. Yeah. But he did the shtick of being a Republican. And obviously, you can't do that forever, play that character forever.
No.
So he then just transitioned into just being...
A lib.
A lib.
I particularly detest Colbert because he never shuts up about being a Tolkien fan.
Oh, does he?
Oh, yeah. He is he can name all of the valor and everything. It's like, okay, so you know all these names, but you don't embody any of the virtues that the story actually is trying to explain to you.
Of course he doesn't. But Stephen Colbert, he is a funny guy, right? He's a naturally talented comedian, and he is very successful, or had been previously very successful. His opening show got 8.26 million viewers. The largest they ever got was after the Super Bowl in 2016 with 21 million viewers. And then the show began to really shift into politics. And in 2017, it was the highest rated late night talk show, averaging more than 3.2 million nightly viewers. So how's it going? Well, There's a face there that you might recognise that isn't like the others. Greg Gutfeld. He's the guy. The Republican. The Fox News guy. frankly, I'm not a huge fan of Greg Gutfeld.
Yeah.
It's very American comedy for me, and so it doesn't wash down on my palate very well. But it's fine, you know. I'm not here to judge. If people like to watch Greg Gutfeld, that's totally fine. But he's trouncing them, the rest of them. So Colbert is still doing fairly well, though. He gets 2.4 million viewers across, on average, across 41 episodes. It's pretty good, all things considered.
It's not bad. It's not embarrassingly bad, but compare it to the height of what he did. That is fallen off a cliff. Though,
well, yeah, he's lost 3/4 of his audience.
Just say on Gutfeld, he's based on some stuff and really not on other stuff.
Yeah.
But you'll still take that over someone like Colbert,
I mean, Greg Gutfeld's a pretty stock Republican, right? But that's way better than any of the shit libs.
Right.
And I take them a million times over, over any lib. But the thing is, Stephen Colbert is the best of the libs, right? He's the biggest of the libs, and so he's lost a third of his audience on average. But obviously, from the potential start, he's lost huge. But then you've got the next biggest, which is Jimmy Kimmel. Again, I can't tell you which Jimmy this is. They're all look the same to me. But he's only got 1.77 million on average. And then you've got Jimmy Fallon. Again, couldn't tell you which one that was. 1.19 million. But the thing is, these numbers seem big and impressive to us, but they're actually not as impressive as you think, because the numbers become granular when you are, say, an advertiser. Now, the advertisers in America are interested in what is called the key demo, which is 18 to 49-year-olds. And 18 to 49-year-olds, they're interested in these people because they view these people as having disposable income, but also they are young enough not to have extreme levels of brand loyalty. So old people tend to just buy the same thing they've always bought over and over and over, and no amount of advertising to them actually gets them to buy the other brand, right? So they're like, no, I just know this one, I'm familiar with this one, and so I'm gonna, and I might not have that much spare money or whatever, but the key demo is where the advertisers want to go. And when you start looking at their key demo numbers, you realize, hang on, there's something weird about these audiences. Because, for example, Colbert has 219,000 people out of the 2.42 million watching.
In
the key demo,
right,
between 18 and 49. So how old is Colbert's audience? Like, if
they're boomers.
Yeah.
They're basically lib boomers.
Well, Generation X's, right? 50 and up.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So basically, his audience has aged out of the key demo now.
Right.
But it's the key demo that the advertisers pay for.
Yeah.
And so actually, Jimmy Kimmel actually has a larger key demo, which is 220,000 viewers, with Fallon being 157,000 in the distant third. And these are what the advertisers actually pay for. They don't pay for just general numbers. Because they think that there's, I mean, I'm sure they've done their research,
That is small potatoes then, isn't it? Because if these people are syndicated, they're shown from coast to coast across America, potentially tens of millions of people, and you're actually only getting the people you really want is 150, 200, 220,000. That's a tiny slice of the cake.
Yeah.
Then tiny then.
And that's the proportion the advertisers are willing to pay for.
Right, yeah.
It's like, so sort of like, I mean, we every week we'll have videos that hit those numbers. So it's just like, these guys are not actually as famous or important as their numbers actually make them seem. And the advertisers are the ones who are aware of this. The advertisers are like, no, I'm advertising on that demo, so I'm paying for that. I don't want like your 2 million boomers who are watching. I don't care about those, actually.
Isn't it funny that even someone like us can sort of compete, basically?
Oh, yeah.
How often do you go on YouTube and there's some channel you've never heard of? You look down, 8 million subs or something or other. I've never even heard of them. And they're outperforming these guys by orders of magnitude.
I mean, to be fair, these guys do, or like Colbert in particular, does fairly well on YouTube, actually. Same with Jon Stewart. They do fairly well on YouTube. Because they do, a lot of people are moving away from television to online. But most of them, aren't doing that well, actually. Gutfeld was the only one to grow their audience across all of the metrics, and so good for them. And one person that we shouldn't forget, of course, is Mr. Leibowitz. Your favourite person of all time. A congenital liar, a persistent framer. Who was it? It was Gavin, what's his name? Beard...
Gavin McInnes?
That's it, Gavin McInnes. He did an interview with him, didn't he? Was it Gavin McInnes, where they stitched him up completely by falsely editing the video to make him say something. I think it was Gavin McInnes. But this is not the only time there's done this, obviously. And so it's just like, everyone's favourite liar. But the thing is, Jon Stewart, whether you like him or not, he's charismatic and he's funny and he's clever, right? And so Jon Stewart actually has, he demolishes all of the rest of these second-rate minor things. His average viewership in the key demographics is 393,000. So he has a younger and more engaged audience. So he's the true king. But he only does Monday nights now on The Daily Show after Trevor Noah left because they were like, we've got no one.
It's funny that someone like The Quartering or Tim Pool does better than that, though, even.
Yeah.
Right? So
Stephen Crowder absolutely dumps.
Right.
Like it's crazy, but fair enough. He's the biggest of the sort of aging libs, and he was also the most clever and most funny. And I personally used to like watching Jon Stewart until he became really political, and I realised I wasn't left wing and I didn't support any of this.
So did I. Back in the day, 20 years ago plus now, I would say I would have been a Jon Stewart fan. Before I'd woken up.
Exactly. But do you remember the Crossfire clip where it's Tucker Carlson and some other guy, and Jon Stewart's like, "You're hurting America."
Yeah, stop.
And everyone's on Jon Stewart's side, and it's like, well, who's where now?
Yeah.
Right. Tucker Carlson has got like 16 million followers on Twitter and gets God knows how many hundreds of millions of views on Twitter. Jon Stewart's like, well, I got my 393,000 in the key demo. That's important. Right?
Back when Tucker used to wear a bow tie.
Exactly.
And now Tucker can ask for it and get an exclusive with Putin.
Exactly.
Or whatever. So
it's like, sorry, there have been career trajectories here. But yeah, so Jon Stewart is the best of them. The things they've had to bring him back because, of course, who watches The Daily Show? Like, who wants to watch Trevor Noah? I mean, he's not even there now, but like, who wanted to watch Trevor Noah complaining about Trump? Right? Yeah. Who wants to watch like some other lib just complaining about Trump? They've had to bring back, and he's only doing one day a week. This is the thing, right? They realize that the format is dying, right? And this is a fascinating article because they're still getting nominated for Emmy awards. I don't know what an Emmy award is, right? But they say this in this article. By now, you've most likely heard the narrative about the impending demise of late-night television. It's lost its ratings, it's lost its relevance, it's lost its luster. The ratings are never coming back, but how's this for luster? No other genre of television came anywhere close to late-night in racking up Emmy nominations for 2025. Oh, wow.
Oh, well then.
Wow, that's incredible. It's like a failing military handing out medals to the generals who are losing battles. It's like, yeah, okay, you've lost on that front, you've lost on that front, but have a bunch of medals. Look at all these medals. Sorry, that's such cope.
I suppose as well, when you've got the fatigue of just Hollywood celebrities on panels all the time, do people really want to turn in to watch the latest, ridiculous Hollywood celebrity?
Yeah, great.
Talking about agreeing with the exact politics of whoever the host is as well, and all just patting each other on the back. People are just so tired of it.
It's an exercise. An exercise in patting each other on the back. Yeah, it's disgusting. What was that documentary recently that was the British one about the boy that did that crime? You know what I'm talking about? The thing that was in the news cycle loads a few months back. No, the boy that did a crime in the drama.
Oh, Adolescence.
Adolescence.
Yeah.
Like that's been nominated for like 13, I don't know what it is, BAFTAs or something. It's like, that doesn't mean shit to me. And if don't care, it doesn't make it good suddenly that you've nominated it for a bunch of fake awards.
If it helps, I actually thought Adolescence was quite good, but not for the reason.
From an ironic,
no, not even ironic.
Well, not ironic,
from a right wing perspective. Right. It's like, okay, what's it showing us? It's like it's showing us that they've got nothing and they don't know what they're doing, and that's what this is all about, right? They're like, well, I mean, yeah, we concede that we've got failing relevance, we've lost our ratings, and no one is interested in watching. But look at the awards we're giving ourselves. So, okay. Did it stop Stephen Colbert from getting cancelled? No, it didn't. Suck it. Right?
Womp, womp, womp.
And that's the thing. After 33 years, he's the last host. So it's like the fall of bloody Constantinople for the Liberals. It's Constantine the Ninth dying on the walls, isn't it? Yeah, I guess it is. They're not even handing it over to another host. No, that's it. This is done. Next year is they're letting the contract play out, but next year that's the end of it. In May 2026, CBS were just like, yeah, he's gone. They say that, quote, the move is a purely financial decision against a challenging backdrop in late-night television and is not in any way related to the show's performance, content, or other matters. Well, hang on.
Well, that doesn't add up.
Well,
that
that's
doesn't
what
make
it be.
sense. Yeah.
But if the show's performance is causing you to make financial decisions, then that's a direct correlation, isn't it?
Yeah, must be.
Yeah, it has to be. The advertisers are just not happy to pay.
Emmy Award for Cope right there.
Yeah, exactly, right? Colbert took over in 2015, and they say that he's become one of Trump's staunchest critics on late-night TV. Yeah, it's an expressly political show, and therefore you've narrowed down your constituency from the start, because right-wingers, who otherwise might have watched, don't watch now. But then you've got the same drum that you're beating every night. Oh, have I told you that Donald Trump's bad, guys? Have you got vaxxed yet? It's like, okay, great, over and over.
Because that was the thing that like Jay Leno or Letterman were quite good at. They would jab at both sides fairly equally.
Right.
Criticise the current government.
Yeah, whoever the current government was, they would have a dig at.
Yeah. Because
essentially.
then you put yourself in the sort of traditional position of the fourth estate, being the defenders of the people against the power.
Right.
And that's where the Liberals really ought to have stayed, frankly. It's when the Liberals are like, hey, we know how the world should be run. It's like, no, you don't. You're idiots. And you're full of nonsense. But you could defend people from power. But they don't do that. Anyway, so this came after Trump sued CBS last year, alleging the network had deceptively edited an interview that they'd aired on their 60 Minutes program. And so they decided to pay $16 million to Trump. And then they're like, yeah, also we're getting rid of Colbert. Okay, get rid of Colbert. Now, there are questions about, whether this political Adam Schiff is like, Shifty Schiff is like, well, hang on a second. If this is being ended for political reasons, the public deserve to know. It's like, it's a political show, mate. Like its entire revenue model is built on politically criticizing the president, and that has become non-profitable, according to CBS, who are closing it for purely economic reasons or financial reasons. So, yeah, this is political, and it's that your politics doesn't sell.
CBS is a deep state cutout anyway.
Well, yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
It is.
And, of course, Elizabeth Warren was like, America deserves to know if this show was cancelled for political reasons. There's no non-political reasons surrounding Colbert.
Sorry, Warren, you're not in the demographic they care about.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally it.
Boomer.
And neither's Colbert himself.
No.
And so the audience isn't with them. And so what are they going to do? And the thing is, this is a real issue because, we have to be profitable or we go offline. Apparently, Colbert's Late Show is reportedly losing $40 million a year.
Oh, how's that possible? Is the set that expensive?
Yeah.
How is that possible? How?
Well,
How does it
I imagine he gets paid quite a lot. I imagine
right.
staff.
Sure,
Because
okay.
it is quite a large production.
Okay, fair enough.
Think about it. Like,
yeah.
looking on these shows.
That's a lot, though. isn't it?
Hemorrhaging millions.
Yeah. If it was $4 million, it would be like oof.
Yeah.
If it was $1 million, I'd be like, well, that's unsustainable.
Yeah, completely unsustainable. Yeah.
So apparently it had a budget of more than $100 million per season and was only recouping $60 million in advertising revenue. Right, so, sorry, you haven't got that key demo, bro. Don't know what to tell you. One reporter called Matt Belloni, who is apparently a sort of inside reporter for the sort of entertainment industry, has said that it's been losing $40 million a year, whereas the network's other daytime and primetime programming is still profitable. So the advertisers will still pay money and they can make money out of it. And he says, I've sensed that the networks have all been reluctant to be the first to pull the trigger on the cancellation in the historic time slot, the late night time slots. CBS has now fired the opening shot, and it's reasonable to suspect that ABC and NBC will follow.
Chain reaction.
Yes. Because Colbert, remember, he's their top guy. Jon Stewart aside, but Jon Stewart kind of retired, but he's been dragged back because it's a failing model. But now their top guy's been fired because he's losing $40 million a year. Purely financial decision. I believe it. If that's accurate, why wouldn't I believe that? And so, thing is, Jon Stewart's like, yeah, I don't know what's happening. Because there's a production company called Skydance that's merging with CBS. Is it CBS? Yeah, I think it is. And this, as part of this merger, Jon Stewart's like, I don't know if we're going to survive it. So even Jon Stewart can end up getting taken off the air. He was asked, do you think that the Skydance will get rid of the Daily Show if the merger goes through? He says, I haven't heard anything from them. They haven't said anything to us. I'd like to think we bring enough value to the property, like if they're looking at it as a purely real estate transaction, but that may not be their consideration. It's like, well, you can say, oh, it might be ideological, but are you losing $40 million a year? Mm-hmm. That's the question. And apparently Skydance Media CEO has been praised by Trump, so he's already setting up the narratives like, see, we were fired because we hated Trump. But the good thing about this is they're seething, right? They're absolutely seething.
Can't they get Fink to bail them out?
You know, that's interesting, but maybe even Larry thinks like, look, man, it's $40 million a year. like, and that's just for Colbert. Like, can you imagine how much like Jimmy Kimmel and the rest of them are, like, you know, the no names that no one cares about? How much are they losing every year, right? Mm-hmm. Who knows? But the Guardian, as you can see, just absolutely seething and coping. And the thing is, they have to admit that, well, as excuses go, the purely financial reason, it's not entirely unconvincing. Well, yeah. To the tune of 40 million. Of course it's not unconvincing. But I love this paragraph, right? Colbert took a somewhat less cutesy approach than his competitor Fallon, which marked him out as a troublemaker. The thing is, Trump might ultimately have consumed him either way. By providing a ready-made caricature of himself, intentionally or not, the president has beaten the system again. And I love that the system is designed to destroy Republican presidents. Right? That's good admission. It may not be worth mourning the hacky presidential-themed jokes that we might miss in the future with fewer talk shows than ever, but it does feel like the enforcement of one of Trump's minor cruelties, the ability to see himself as the only real star in the world. As in, we thought we were going to take down Donald Trump by mocking him relentlessly. As Jon Stewart managed to do with previous Republicans over and over and over, this is how we beat them previously, but Trump couldn't do it. And now it's us that's on the chopping block. Trump's the president, we're getting wrecked. And Trump's like, yeah, Jimmy Kimmel's next. I'm delighted President Trump said, I absolutely love that Colbert got fired. So yeah, he posted this on Truth Social. It's like, Jimmy Kimmel's next, even less talent than Colbert. It's like, that's so good. Again, you get what you deserve. You turned yourselves into just a monomaniacal anti-Trump machine. Whined about Trump all day, every day to a diminishing audience of shitlibs, and now you're getting cancelled because you're hemorrhaging money. You haven't kept up with the times. You dinosaurs, you've not fulfilled your function as the media, and you're getting cancelled.
That is simultaneously the best and worst thing about Trump, is that they're just like Eddie, like New York loudmouth.
Yeah, I know.
Just will name drop people and like talk trash about them. Like, it's really unstatesmanlike.
Yes.
But it's brilliant. But it's funny. It's great. I would rather that than some party robot who, right?
And you know that Jimmy Kimmel, I mean, Colbert's obviously seething over that tweet.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Kimmel's sweating bullets, right? He's just like, look, can we cut down the expenses? But anyway, so yeah, good news all around, frankly.
If you would like to watch the full uncut version that is also uncensored, head on over to lotuseaters.com to find out more.